Hey guys, welcome to UKVibe.TV, where the team have come out to film another episode of Success Stories. Today we'll be answering questions from our followers, as well as some questions that have been constructed by the team at UKVibe.TV. So yeah, I look forward to answering them, and thank you for joining. Let's go.
My name's Aleem, and what I do is I do social media marketing for a family business, and as well as that I have a YouTube channel that I run, and just produce content for people to enjoy, as well as running various other social media platforms such as Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. And if there was a job role attached to myself, I mean there's many jobs that a lot of roles that I play, but if there was a job title, I'd say social media marketing really. The name Lord Aleem came from when I was setting up my YouTube channel. I had to come up with a creative name. I didn't really fancy just having Aleem's channel. It's just not exciting enough. I had to think a little bit outside the box, something that will get people talking, and it'll be controversial in a way as well. So my father has a number plate Lord, 10RD. He purchased that about 6 months prior to me setting up my YouTube channel, and I thought, why not utilise this number plate so that I can attach it to a car, I can grow my channel even quicker because people will start spotting me out and about because due to the number plate, and I can call myself Lord Aleem. And then a lot of people obviously came in, and the question was always, who do you think you are, Lord? But I think that's just people that have a very limited knowledge of the word Lord. Lord doesn't necessarily mean that you think you're higher than anyone else. It doesn't really mean that you think you're some superior being. It's not that at all. You have House of Lords. What I believe is Lord is someone that is the best at what they do. I'm not saying that I'm the best, but you know what I mean. You're trying to utilise the number plate. So, I mean, we made an investment. There's no point that investment sitting there for an ego purposes. Might as well use that to make something really exciting out of it. And I think people are catching on now anyway. So I'm far past the whole, why do you call yourself Lord? I think I'm educating people at the same time. Okay, I was born in Solihull, which is where I live now. But I lived in Birmingham, and we lived in a place called, some may be familiar with, it's called Aleem Rock in Birmingham, right? So this is where my father grew up. When he married my mother, we lived in this area in Birmingham for 2 years, and then my mother didn't want me to be around this area due to crime and just the way people were. She didn't feel that this was the right upbringing for me or the right area to be brought up. So we moved out and we moved to Solihull, and that's where I spent the rest of the 18 years. Yeah, 18 years growing up. So Solihull. Well, I went to a state school up until the year 3. Then that's when my mother made the transition of moving me to a private school, so privately educated. And then, it's pretty much the rest of my life from there has always been in private education. And I think, not slating state schools by any means or anything like that, but I think my education and the schools that I went to are definitely, the reason why, shall I say, I feel comfortable in talking and expressing myself, and the confidence that I have is purely because of the things that they've taught me over the years. I went to a school called Bablake, which was my secondary school, and the best memories were at that school really. So yeah. Cars have always been a passion of mine. It's been cars from day one. I've got some old childhood pictures as well that I look back at now and see how much of a massive petrol head I was. At the age of 1, 2, had frames of cars on my wall, and my father's always been in the car trade anyway. He's a car dealer, as someone that always used to maintenance cars, mechanics, everything. He was in it all. So it was constantly the talk of the house amongst the boys was always, cars. So a lot of people always think that I'm all about cars, and that's just me, my be-all and end-all. Cars, I would say, are about okay, you know what, 50%, okay, because we do. But there's a lot of other things that, to me, I enjoy a lot of other things. I enjoy lots of sports. I'm a massive, huge rugby fan. I think that was probably based on the schools that I went to, where football was like, frowned upon. You don't play football, okay, you play rugby. Rugby, I love sports. I love, I don't know if you can see, bodybuilding as well, that sort of stuff. I mean, very fascinated from the fact that, you kind of get these, people that dedicate themselves to sculpting their bodies. It's like an art in a way. Arnold being my favourite bodybuilder of all time, really. Never really been a big fan of football. What else do I like? Other hobbies. Love filming. I love the whole media side of things. Come to a stage now, what others say about me, how do I take it on board? I've got skin that's literally bulletproof now. It's thick as anything. Talk to me about 18 months ago and say, how do you deal with it? I'll be like, I just hate it when, someone says this, someone says that. It really gets on my nerves. Doesn't at all now. I can literally just absorb everything, because I feel having over 500,000 people on board, knowing you and like having that audience there, it's a good little selection of people, 500,000, to kind of work out what people. I've gained a lot from knowing how people work as well. Like, it's amazing. Like, I feel as if I know different kinds of people. Like, I can put people into a category straight away. I mean, obviously not judging people, but I can kind of like slot them in. So be like, okay, that's that kind of person. That's that kind of person that I've seen on Instagram. That's that kind of person. Oh, he's that one. I feel as if I can just slot people into categories and know what sort of person they are. And I don't really get bothered by it anymore. If it is really insulting, it's really offensive. Normally, the only way I'd slide and block someone is if they go to family, and that's it. That's not something I've done. I wouldn't expect someone to talk about others' mothers like that, and nor vice versa. So yeah, just a slide, delete, block. That's good enough. I've got someone on that always monitors my Instagram pages and that sort of stuff. Make sure, because I have young kids that follow me as well. That's the last thing you want, for them to visit your page and pick up bad things, pick up words that they shouldn't be really saying. So PET was started in, it's not actually called PET, it's called Platinum Executive Travel, but the abbreviation for those that we decided to use was PET. In 2006, I think it was actually in 2005 or early 2006, my father and mother went to London, stayed at the Dorchester Hotel, and whilst they were there, they saw a Rolls Royce pull up, number plate, registration RR06DOR. My father went over to the chauffeur and said, do you mind dropping us to Harrods? And he said minimum 2 hours, or was it minimum 4 hours or something, and it's £200 or £250 an hour. I was blown away by this. He said, Harrods is just down the road, you can't just drop us off. No, minimum 4 hours, and that's what it is. Take it or leave it. So I think that's what he gained really out of that night in London, in terms of like spending the weekend there with. He came back and pretty much invested all the money that he had, obviously with financing and support and that sort of stuff, into our vehicle, and that was the Rolls Royce Phantom. And we bought the car. We walked into the showroom. My dad had ripped jeans on, dirty trainers, the lot. That's my dad's style. Just literally hasn't got time to even bother. He hasn't got anything to prove to anyone. Walks into the showroom, says I want to buy a car, and he had a Ferrari at the time as well. But we pulled up in a Rover 45, I think it was, an ex-police car in white. I still remember it. It had holes in the door, the lot. I don't think if there were gunshots or something, but I'm not too sure. And then walked in, said we wanted to buy the car. Dealer never took us really seriously, and we ended up spending about an hour and a half at that dealership with my dad haggling down the dealer, and he said it was the cheapest Rolls Royce that he's sold, and he's never done a better deal for anyone else. And he gave that was my dad's haggling for an hour and a half, that I just sat there and watched my dad trying to negotiate with this guy that sells Rolls Royce on a daily basis to these multi-millionaires who just walk in and say, how much is the car, write a check out. And here's my dad literally just knocking off every £10 that he could possibly knock off, and he got a great deal. And when he did, he bought the car, and it just went from there. Bought the registration RR, standing for Rolls Royce, 56 the year that the car was made in, and PET, Papa Echo Tango, Platinum Executive Travel at the end of them, and then all the other cars followed suit after that. So if we had a Mercedes-Benz, it would be MB, the year the car was made in, and then PET at the end, Lamborghini, LP, the year it was made in. You get the idea. So yeah, we started off there. We provided chauffeur-driven cars for weddings and corporate events, anyone that really needed a luxury car with a music video shoots a lot. And then we kind of diverted due to popularity into the supercars and that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, it was great. And we entered the market when it was niche at the time. Now it's flooded, but alhamdulillah, we've put our foot into the market, and I think we're all right. Right, Pet HQ, where it is right now, used to be an old petrol station.
Hey there guys, welcome to Pet HQ. I'm about to show you around, let's go.
My father acquired the land and the property. It wasn't really a property. It was horrible. Many years ago, about 12 years ago, and he used to sell cars on the forecourt, the cheap and cheerful stuff, £300, £400, £500 to £1,500 cars, buy and sell them. That's what he's always been doing all his life. Started from there. Then the chauffeur company came on board. My dad never had time for the car sales. That had to leave, and then we moved into obviously the car sales. We moved into the car hire. Had a car wash around the back, and the building was tatty. It was horrible. Customers used to walk in, and they didn't used to believe that we had £2.5–3 million worth of cars with an office that looked like this. I mean, we had water leaks, we had ceiling collapsing from one side, we had wet carpets. Put it this way, it was really bad. You might as well just smash down all the windows and just sit outside. It was that bad. It was damp. It was horrible. And I kept telling my dad, I said, Dad, we need to build a showroom, or even if it's not a showroom, we need to build a new office. Hold your horses, son, hold your horses, just don't worry. I've got this, I know what I'm doing. Pops, we need to do this now. And I was saying this to him very early on. He goes, let me make my money, and then I'll build it. And we're not just going to build an office, we're going to go all out, okay? So if we're going to do it, we do it properly. We don't take any half measures. So, all right then, calm down. So, business was good, building up onto it, and it was now time. Obviously, customers used to walk in, like I say, they couldn't believe that we had all these cars, so they wouldn't actually place the booking. And what we had to do was always take them over to the house, show them the driveway. So, I mean, my father was never a believer of. I mean, he's the sort of person that would come dressed as he is and expect you to treat him exactly how you would treat someone in a suit next to him, and just take him as seriously as anyone else. But unfortunately, in the day and age that we live in now, the appearance of one is what people judge each other, people on. I mean, you could have Bill Gates sitting right next to me in his sleeping suit of some kind, and me sitting here with a suit, and someone that didn't know either of us would walk past and say, oh, he looks like a tramp, and it's not, what I mean is you never judge a book by its cover in a way, but that's what we do in this day and age. So I said to my dad, it's very vital that we actually build a premises where we don't have to really speak and explain ourselves to people. It is what it is, but obviously it's a huge investment to just try explaining yourself. You'd rather save that £1.5 million and say, look, I'd rather spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes explaining myself. But no, but it was time for the move, and we was ready for it, and we went full steam ahead and built a showroom, which I kind of named it Pet HQ, which I think is pretty cool. Maybe easier for the hashtags, you see. I started my YouTube channel in December 2012, and what we did was, I had a little bit of free time on my hands, and I decided that I wanted to create. I've had a YouTube channel in the past, but I always used to make slideshows of pictures and stuff, which wasn't the best. I've always made videos of myself. I've got a lot of videos that haven't gone up. I've got a lot of home videos on my old phones and stuff like that. Me just recording myself, talking me through my motorbike and the other old cars that we had. And so December the 3rd or December the 2nd, it was set up my YouTube channel. Decided that I wanted to give it a go. and made a video. The first video that we made, I made it with a couple of friends, and it was really, really bad. Cringes the hell out of me now when I watch it, because we was trying to do the whole like, oh, it's a big production, it's like, it's happening, it's, you know, it is the channel that everyone wants to be a part of. And at the time we thought that. I look back at it now, I think, damn, like I could have recorded better on my iPhone or something, you know. It was awful. We bought like the cheapest camera from like Comet, and bought like a really cheap tripod. I didn't want to spend too much money on this sort of stuff because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. Edited it all myself, and then and that's it really. Went from there. I started doing reviews of cars that we owned, so I didn't have to go around asking people for cars. So they were there, just review them, and obviously review them in a way where you felt. I mean, if an owner reviews a vehicle, then, you know, it's like, or someone that owns the car or has the car in their possession, it's obviously they find it good enough that they would actually spend their money and buy it. These other reviewers, obviously, with all due respect to them, they're fantastic, they're great, not slating them one bit, but they're giving a review based on the fact that they've used the car for probably a week or 3 or 4 days, whereas everyone else, you know, well, myself anyway, you know, we've lived with the cars, we make a living out of the cars, we've just all raised around the car, so I feel as if I could have given a better delivery of what the car is like. Obviously I need to improve on the way I actually gave the message out on what the car was like. I said a lot of I wasn't very confident on camera. At the end of the day, I was alone in the park myself with a tripod. Lots of distractions coming my way, not a very good mic, I had to shout literally at the camera. It was very difficult, but the main thing is I was trying, and I got a lot of hate for it, a lot of criticism, but I plodded along with it, kept going, and you know, everyone's loving the content now, which is always great. But I mean, you know, with anyone, with everything, you have to start somewhere, and then you can always build upon. No one's going to go from good to bad, hopefully not anyway. I think I was going to do this in one of my own videos, but you know, seeing as you guys have come out and, you know, I was a bit late, so we'll give this a little exclusive. Basically, the lottery story came out. It's pretty long, to be fair, so I'll try selling it as quick as possible. I was driving a Rolls Royce, and I was on the motorway, and it had a little bit of damage on the wing mirror and on the door. I was on the way to the body shop. My father sent me to the body shop to say, go drop this off and get it fixed, yeah? So another car was following me, and I was on the way, and I knew the way. I didn't want to put it into the sat nav. I knew the way that I was going, but there was just this one junction, right? And I think this one junction cost me this lottery story, right? So this one junction, right, that I had to come off, and I didn't know whether it was 2 or 3. So what I did was, very silly of me, do not condone this, whatnot. Called my dad and went, oh, Pops, is it 2 or 3? And as he was just about to say it, and I looked to my right, and there was an undercover police car, right, 2 feds, and they were like, pull over, mate. And I was just like, yeah, I'll speak to you soon, Dad. Boom. Come off the junction. They followed me. I could see him in the rearview mirror. I was like, damn, like 3 points. What am I going to get? Fine. Insurance is already crazy as it is. Little did I know that this whole thing was just going to explode, right? So pull me over. Officer comes over. All right, would you mind stepping out of the car? So am I obliged? He goes, no. I thought I'd stop being cheeky. You know, I don't want to like waste their time as well. Got out of the car. They asked me if you could jump into their car. Ran a few details over. Everything came back fine. As I was about to get out of the car, 1 second, he had to double check it for some reason. I was like, oh, he's really got it in for me. I'm trying to be really nice to him here, yet he has still got it in for me. Like, oh, damn. So he checked it again and it came back fine, and he goes, what are you doing driving a Rolls Royce at, 18? I was like, it's none of your business. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to tell you. I'm not here to chat with you. You know, you've done what you had to do. Let me carry on. So off I go. I got a fine and 3 points, right? It's my first offence, and I asked him at the time, I said, can I have a go on a driving awareness course? So I told my dad went, don't worry, come back to the office, we'll sort it out. Came back to the office, he goes, no, we're going to take this to court, and we're going to ask the judge if we can have a driving awareness course, because it was your first offence, and the offence was made on the motorway, so you should really be getting a driving awareness course. And obviously it gave me a little bit of a telling off, or, you know, it's just, why haven't you got a hands-free? And obviously a lot of people say, oh, why didn't you use the Bluetooth in the car? Well, I'll be honest with you, it takes about 10 minutes to set up the Bluetooth. I don't know how these things work, right? It's just too much a mess. And yeah, anyway, and now they're going to say sat nav. Well, I need to know the address to, well, Okay, anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. So, yeah, okay, the court date's set now. We're heading over to court now. And we've gone into the courtroom. There was a little domestic going on between husband and wife. We just slipped in there. We was like, oh, yes, judge, can we just quickly clear up our thing? And they were like, yeah, come in. It was one of them, I don't know what they call it. Is it a civil court or something? Well, it's not a really serious one. It's like, yeah, it's one of them ones anyway. I don't know which one it is. I'm not very legal eagle. But got into the courtroom now and stood in front of the judge. I felt like as if I was some sort of big shot criminal. And I was just like, and he goes, the first thing, the judge, so unprofessional, right? What is an 18-year-old boy doing driving a Rolls-Royce Phantom? And I just looked at it and I thought, what? The police officer said the same thing. Come on, you've got to be a little bit more professional than this. They all started talking amongst themselves, giggling and laughing at the fact, and then my dad sitting in the background, and he was shaking his head thinking, just, what are you going to do? And he goes, were you on the phone or not? I mean, do you plead guilty or not guilty? I said, guilty, but, and he wouldn't let me speak after that. He goes, well, okay, there you go, £45 fine, 3 points in your licence. Oh, well, stuff it, you know what, just take it. Little did I know that there was a little trainee or some sort of journalist that was sitting in the room. Came outside, pestering my dad. Oh, do you mind just commenting on your son's behaviour? Why does he drive Rolls Royce and this, that, and so? My dad was like, leave me alone. I've got work to do, busy. I don't know, just a little... Anyway, Dad kind of brushed him off, never said much. Left the courtroom. Next day, my dad is a very busy guy, and he has, on average, about 100, 150 phone calls, probably more, coming through. And these guys that day phoned him about 2 or 3 times an hour. Would you like to comment on your son's behaviour? Would you like to explain what happened? So about 3 or 4 hours into the day when that was all happening, my dad just thought, you know what, stuff this, right, yeah? I'm just going to tell him, I'm just going to give him a bit of a taste of their own medicine, right? Pick the phone. Hi, yeah, I'll tell you a really interesting story how he got that car. He won the lottery. Oh, really? Yeah, he won the lottery. No. Yeah, I work for him, he's my son, but I work for him. I was like, oh, Dad, And he went, you just like troll him in a way. And he went, oh, how much did they win? 22 million. What a figure, just like 22 million. Oh, awesome, okay. So yeah, by the way, we're going to be putting the 18-year-old story into the papers as well. No, don't put that in, just put in the lottery one, because that's better. My dad thought it would be better to, instead of putting the whole 18-year-old on Rolls-Royce driving with his phone handheld device, it would be better to just put in the lottery thing, right? But nah. These newspapers, mate, you stay away from them because they put both in. They thought, stuff you give us another story, you give us a third one, we'll put the third one in as well. So I woke up in the morning and my pal phoned me up and he goes, I was doing the paper round, mate, and you're on the front page. I said, oh, cheers. I had a look and I thought, oh, blimey, that's a bit, ooh. So obviously everyone was like, oh my God, he's a killer, you would have killed. So obviously I'm 18 years old, I made a mistake, get over it, do you know what I mean? It's not cool, I know how dangerous it is now, I would never make the same mistake again. It's all about learning and moving on from it. Thank God, nothing happened. That's all good. Next day, because it's not confirmed, it's only my dad, they had a source that was saying it, obviously my dad was the troll, right, that was saying it, that he's the lottery winner. Now, they hadn't had confirmation from me. They somehow got my number and they were calling me on withheld, and I was like, what? And I was like, what? Lottery? What? I was like, Dad, what's all this lottery thing like? And he goes, oh, I just told him you're a lottery winner just for bants, yeah? So next morning I woke up and in the papers, obviously no one else knew this, but I knew what was going on now. Front page, mystery 18-year-old lottery winner parties in Dubai with rich Arab sheikhs spending £15,000 to £20,000 a night, but his father says that he is a very humble guy, that he's very careful with his money and doesn't spend much. And I thought, okay, maybe let's get this is very contradicting right now, isn't it? 22 million, okay, cool. I knew what this was. I knew the storm that was brewing right now. I knew that tomorrow was going to be Aleem is the day after, the third day. Is this the 18-year-old 22 million lotto winner, the youngest lotto winner? Because what they did was they put the Rolls-Royce, 18-year-old in a Rolls-Royce story, interlinked it with he's won the lottery, that's why he's driving the Rolls-Royce, into the is this. They're very clever in how they titled it, because if they said this is, I would have sued that. Beep. Yeah. But because it was, is this, they're asking a question, they're discussing. It was very difficult. They were very clever in how they did it, because I went to my legal team, I asked them, and they went like, we can give it a go, but it's just a waste of time, really. I couldn't be bothered with it. A lot of people are like, oh, he won the lottery, but people that were close to me, even they started thinking, oh, has he won the lottery? And I'm thinking, you're so dumb. Like, how stupid can you be? If I won the lottery, trust me, I would have the sickest hypercar collection right now. I wouldn't even go bother all this investment rubbish. Oh, I'll buy a house. No way. I'd just go straight up, buy loads of cars, some amazing hypercars. That'd be a good investment anyway. But yeah, nevertheless, we've always had what we had. I mean, my dad had Porsches when he was 20, 21. Alhamdulillah, we've been, comfortable. My dad's worked hard for where he's at, and what was really upsetting was the fact that it was washing down my father's hard work. But at the same time, I was thinking, Dad, you landed yourself in this, yeah, so allow it. So, but yeah, over time, people kind of clocked on, because I just kept on replying back with saying that you need to go onto the Euro Millions website, have a look at if there has been a £22 million lotto win. The answer to that is no. If for some reason, whatever reason, you do say, oh no, maybe I can round a figure up or something like that, and it'll come to 22 million. Second thing I'll ask you is, was it one around the date that they said it was? No. I mean, come on, I can't be bothered to explain myself anymore. It is what it is. That was the story. It was a troll. That's it. But at the time, it was like, oh damn, it's really annoying. It's horrible. Everyone would go, people would be like, oh, where's my little cut, mate? Where's my... And I was just like, okay, just embrace it. Just take it on board. Just enjoy it. But it was good because, I think, that's how any publicity is good publicity, as I would say. See, I've learned a lot of lessons in life, right? But some people will absolutely slate me for this, but you can't blame me for the cards that I've been dealt with. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, when one sits around for a card game, do you all start saying, oh, that's not fair because you got better cards than me? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I've got the best cards, but what I'm saying is that I've been in a privileged situation or a privileged position that when I have messed up, I've always had a little bit of a safety net, right? Now, I mean, that's just my parents' love there for putting the safety net there, right? So you can't really blame me to say that, oh, so you haven't learned any. I have learned lessons, but I haven't learned anything. Well, see, to me, something that would be hard might not be what anyone else thinks. So that's why I'd say that I've got a little bit of a safety net. So where I have messed up, where I have screwed up, my parents would always come in and make sure that they really enforce what I should have done, or what where I can improve on that. And if I learn from that, that's the lesson that I've learned, and I always do anyway. But yeah, man, I mean, lessons that I've learned the hard way. I think it's mostly about the way I talk to people. Like, I'm not the sort of person that likes confrontation so much. Now I like being happy and friendly with everyone. I mean, I just don't feel that there's enough time in for us. I mean, time's already short for us anyway. We have life's just too short anyway, and I don't think there's enough time to argue and stay miserable with everyone and that sort of stuff. So the lesson that I have learned is just I don't argue with people. Like me, if I have a little dispute with someone or anything, I'm the sort of person that 10 minutes later I'll go up to them and just shake their hand and just be like, I'm really sorry. Even if I'm right or wrong, I'm just really sorry. Do you know what I mean? Because I just haven't got the time to just be like, I've got an issue with you. It's just, but is that a lesson that I've learned the hard way? I don't know. It's just, I've learned lots of little lessons, but I haven't had a big drop. It's not like something where I've been like, oh, I've invested 20 grand somewhere and I've just lost it all, because I haven't been playing around with that kind of money until now. But because I've learned so much building up to that I wouldn't make the mistakes. And obviously I always got the support of my father in terms of him always giving me advice. I'm setting up another company as well, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And he's with me every step of the way, helping me through in terms of just guiding me. He's like my mentor in a way. But at the same time, I want to learn some things. So this might be the time where I will start learning things the hard way, because now I've asked if the safety net can be removed. I think it's the right time for it to be removed now. But it's always a nice position to be in for, that sort of stuff anyway. But yeah, that's it, yeah. I think having the audience there motivates me, because I now feel as if I'm not just doing this for myself, but I'm doing that for a lot of other people. I get emails on a daily basis, right, saying, can we come and see you? Can we work with you? That's good. But what the best emails you get is when you get emails from people say, you've changed my life, and I'm thinking, how the hell have I done that? Like, I only make these videos. How can I change your life? But it works for them. So who am I to question, right? What motivates me? You guys being here now with me, interviewing me right now, this motivates me because it shows that people are recognizing me for what I'm trying to do. Hopefully what's going to be really nice is, to see obviously the reaction that you have off these videos, the reaction that I have off my videos as well. That's what motivates me. Every time I upload a video, I feel like a superstar. It's weird, but I get this buzz that lasts for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, that nothing can replace. If I could bottle that stuff up, it would sell by the millions, right? And then, and then I'm on to the next one because I want that buzz again. And that's what really keeps me going. That's what motivates me, really. It's the drive from people, and also competition. Success, we can say, is probably measured, let's be honest. I mean, a lot of people, majority that are out there looking for success, mean money. It's the figures in your bank account. It's all a figures game, right? That's the same for me. Obviously, everyone wants more money. But then sometimes when you do sit back and think to yourself, what am I going to do with all this money? Am I going to buy a bigger house that I don't need? I'm going to buy more cars that I don't need. I'm going to buy a watch, a really flash watch that I don't need. It's an ego thing. It's just the nature of man that they want. But sometimes when you sit back and think about it, what is success? Success is that whatever you do it at a high level, which you get recognition for, which people, you don't have to say that you're successful. You don't have to say that you're good at what you do, but people have to tell you and say you're good. That is success. So if I was sitting here right now and someone comes up to me and says, you're the best at what you do, you have the best YouTube channel. That's his opinion, and from his point of view, I'm successful. Do I think I'm successful right now? No way in hell. This is not success. This is like nowhere near it. There's a lot more yet. This is we're playing around at the moment. We're trying to find ourselves. Even though I know this whole thing's called success stories, I understand that. But you see a lot of people from your point of view, you may see me as successful. But whether I think I'm successful right now, and this is not just me being all like, I'm just gonna play the good card here. But genuinely, this is not success, because success is yet to come, inshallah. There's a lot more to it. You can't limit success. But then at the same time, I don't want to say that this is not success, because I don't want other people that see me as someone that, this is what I want to achieve, to put them off and say, this is not success, we need to aim higher. But for me, this is not my benchmark. I've got to aim higher. That's what I'm trying to say. But obviously, I appreciate if someone does come up to me and say I'm successful, but we can improve. Everyone's got to improve, haven't they? If I was the most influential person, what I would like to change is the way, in this day and age, your status, or the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the food that you eat, if you're having caviar, if you're having lobster, you're the bee's knees. Whereas someone that's going to Iceland for, their £2 lobster or something like that, look down upon them. Everyone's equal. Everyone's on one level. At the end of the day, whether you're a royal family or not, you got to remember what we have in us. We have a heart, we have a brain. We all function the same way. What we have around us changes us. What is money? Money's a piece of paper. It has, if you deeply think about it, it was a piece of paper to basically just stop us from killing each other, so we don't rob each other over stuff. But that still happens though, isn't it? Even with money. But what I'm saying is that why should we let this piece of paper define how we should treat each other? Why should Why should someone on a you know a £15,000 wage? Why should I look down upon them, or why should anyone for that case? That's what I would change. That sort of stuff. You know, it does upset me a lot at times, and I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, I had that mentality, but I've grown way out of that now because it sickens me. And I've only realised that once. I haven't realised that was what I was like until I watch a video or something where I see that this is what people react, and that's what that was me. That's what I do. That's not good. So I'm seeing it from a different point of view, and that's what's like, no way, Jose. Everyone, you know what I mean? It's just, no matter, just, you know, basically to sum it up, what I would change is equality. That doesn't mean that I would say, oh, everyone has to live in the same house, everyone has to wear the same clothes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying no matter what your bank balance, no matter what you wear, treat everyone as you would like to be treated. It's very difficult, because I'm probably not the first person to say this, and I'm not going to be the last person to say this. But yeah, that would be nice. I go to Pakistan every year, right, for 2 months, around about just under 2 months. But this time, obviously, I decided to showcase what I do out there, and I'll get to what the reasoning for that. But a lot of people think that I don't go to Pakistan. Often this was like the first time I've ever been, and that's not the case. I've been going ever since I was a mini-me here, right? So a lot of my friends, always in the summer, but like, what are we doing this summer, mate? Where are we going away on holiday? Are we going on holiday? Are we chilling out? What are we doing? I'm like, damn, I gotta go to Pakistan, mate. And like, oh man, again? I was like, yeah, again. I'm looking forward to it. It's not like, oh, I've got to go to Pakistan. So 4 or 5 days before I was going to leave to go to Pakistan, I decided I'm going to vlog. FuziTube, who's another YouTuber. I used to see his vlogs, and I used to really like the way he used to vlog and stuff. So I thought, I'll give that a go. That would be pretty cool to like showcase what I'm doing. So I thought, what's the best way to showcase Pakistan without, you know, kind of being long and explaining it? And the best thing to do was just take another pair of eyes, which is a camera, with me, and just show them what I do out there. So I went on to Amazon, bought loads of kit. Love doing this sort of stuff anyway. Bought a vlog camera, Sony S120, great stable. Actually, I have it here. This is what I bought. This little thing here. Yay. So yeah, that was a great camera, great stability on it, and I used it to do my vlogs, and we had great fun. The only difficulty that I had in Pakistan was uploading, because the internet speed was really slow, so it was a lot of sleepless nights. And a lot of people, if we had a second vlog camera, which would show you how I vlogged and edited and stuff, that sort of stuff, you'll probably see that I probably had about 4 hours sleep, or 3 hours sleep, every 24 hours. It was literally, I was flat out the whole time. I was tired, but we had lots of fun doing it. And yeah, you know, I love Pakistan as it is, and showcasing that to the world and clearing up the misconceptions of Pakistan was great. I mean, you saw me head out there, mingling with everyone exactly how I would here. I never got shot, I never got stabbed, never got punched, never got blown up. Because that's what the perception is of Pakistan, because that's what all my friends ask me every single time. Also showed the beautiful sides of Pakistan as well. So yeah, you know, it was great. I had lots of fun doing it, and I will continue to do it as well, due to the, you know, the popularity as well. And that really changed the dynamic of my channel as well, because it was the first time me vlogging, first time me showing Pakistan. I kind of killed two birds with one stone. A lot of people didn't understand the sort of person I was, thought I was really arrogant, thought I was really cocky, that sort of stuff, because I was this young spoiled brat with these cars. But when I pulled out the vlog camera, my personality came through, as well as people understanding me as a person, and then showing Pakistan as well. So it was great. My dream is obviously to build a pet brand furthermore. I want to inspire people. I want to be known in the automotive world for having one of the best car collections out there. Where I'd like to see myself, obviously, I'd be 25 years old. I'd like to have at least 2 or 3, 4 or so successful businesses running, operational, On a yacht, somewhere in Monaco or something. Nah, I think that'd be too boring sitting on a yacht. Really, probably just touring the world. After this, I want to head over to America. I know it's very stereotype. Oh, you want to hit America, but I think the UK. Obviously that's where I'm from. Never forget the lot. But I'd like to explore America because I've only been to America once. But I always hear a lot of people talk about it in different states and stuff. So I'd like to do like a nice little road trip and do like a little tour into America, and maybe start some ventures out there as well. But also, being a good ambassador for the community, being someone that people can stand back. I'll walk into a room and say, he's a good fella. He is. Do you know what I mean? He's giving something back. He's not selfish. I decided to open up a company called Pet Design. It branches off the pet brand, and we're exploring into the car customization market, where we do alloy wheels, exhaust systems, vinyl wrapping. Vinyl wrapping is basically a film that goes over a car's panel, which temporarily changes the colour of the car, also protects the car from any damage to the paintwork. So it gets applied on, you put it on, you cut it around the panel. It's a temporary measure. Underneath, your paint's still the same, so whenever you want, you can just peel it off. It's like wrapping paper in a way, but it's very high quality. Put it this way, you know what they use for signs? It's that, but just on a bigger sheet spread over a panel. So you can change the colour of your car for much cheaper, and you can get lots of other different finishes: chrome, satin, matte, gloss. Lots of unique designs as well. So I'm looking forward to that venture. That will be starting up soon. I'll put the word out. I don't know when this video is going to go out, but I'll put the word out. We're in December right now. I'm looking to launch it in about February / March, or whenever the showroom's open. But we've already got 8 or 9 customers lined up, ready to go for their cars, which is always a great position to be in. So they're just waiting for Pet Design. We're just aiming for high quality finishes. We don't want to be, again, the motive isn't churn as many cars as you can out possible, make the money. It's about putting your foot in the market and saying Pet Design are the best at what they do in terms of vinyl wrapping, and obviously there's a few other fantastic companies out there, a lot of which are friends of mine, but it's just we're aiming for quality, not quantity, to set the mark out and to create the brand Pet Design. I think the youth of today always get slated, right? And I find this with myself as well. When I'm out there trying to do something, I get slammed and criticised for it. When I don't do anything, I say, okay, then I don't do anything. They're too lazy, so you can't win. But what I would say to the youth today is that if you feel things are not going your way, but this is what you believe in and this is your passion, keep going at it. Do not stop, because you will find a breakthrough. And I'll give you an example. My YouTube channel didn't grow just boom like that overnight. I took time at it. I had the resources. Some people don't have the resources, but yet you keep going at it. Before this, prior to this, I made lots of YouTube videos of car frames going. You won't see it now. Sometimes you might not see light at the end of the tunnel, but trust me, there will be. But as long as you're doing something that you're really passionate about, stay motivated, just keep going at it. And now, realistically, there should be no excuses. With the social media platforms that we have now, and the access that we have, I mean, the world is becoming very small now. So to get your message out there, just find innovative ways of doing it. Step back, think, brainstorm things out, plan things out, really just smash everything you go for, because it will pay, it will pay off. And don't necessarily always make money the motive, because if you do, it might slow you down. No, it will slow you down, because if you're just chasing the money, you'll miss all the other opportunities. Obviously, money is, we all want to make money, but you can't make money your only goal.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and that was my episode of Success Stories with UKVibe.TV. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. It's on Twitter, it's Aleem_official. On Instagram, Aleem_official, and Facebook is Lord Aleem. You can also check out my YouTube channel as well. Just go into the search engine and press in Lord Aleem, type in Lord Aleem, and that should do the job. But thank you very much for joining. Make sure you subscribe, share and like, and shall I just do my classic? I'll see you soon for another video.
wait a minute, bring it back just one more time. Can I just say that shit that's been up on my mind? You see the times are decent and I've been doing fine. And some people are so ignorant, I swear it should be a crime. But I've been doing me and I've been getting